When a superstar athlete goes down in the playoffs, everything changes in an instant. That's exactly the nightmare scenario facing the New York Liberty after their franchise player Breanna Stewart suffered what could be a devastating left leg injury during their Game 1 playoff victory. But here's where it gets controversial. Should teams be more protective of their stars in overtime situations, even if it means potentially sacrificing wins? The Liberty find themselves in an agonizing waiting game as they prepare for Game 2 of their first-round playoff matchup against the Phoenix Mercury. Stewart's availability for Wednesday's crucial 8 p.m. ET showdown in Brooklyn remains a complete mystery after the forward sustained an alarming left leg injury during New York's hard-fought 76-69 overtime victory on Sunday. Here's what makes this situation particularly nerve-wracking. Head coach Sandy Brondello couldn't provide any concrete details about the severity of Stewart's injury following the game, only confirming that her star player would undergo medical evaluation soon. The vague nature of this update has left fans and analysts speculating wildly about what Wednesday might bring. The injury itself occurred in dramatic fashion, with just 3 minutes and 1 second remaining in the extra period. Stewart was attempting an aggressive driving layup along the left baseline when disaster struck. Despite successfully converting the shot and drawing a foul in the process, her landing told a different story. The moment her feet hit the court, Stewart's face contorted in obvious pain as she immediately clutched her left knee, a sight that sent chills through every Liberty supporter watching. What's remarkable about Stewart's toughness is that she actually stayed on the court for nearly another full minute after the injury, continuing to battle through the pain. According to Coach Brondello's post-game comments, it was actually Stewart herself who requested to be substituted out when New York had established a comfortable 7-point lead. This detail speaks volumes about both her competitive spirit and the severity of what she was experiencing. "We'll just be hoping that she'll be okay," Brondello stated with obvious concern, her words carrying the weight of a coach who knows her team's championship aspirations could hinge on this moment. Liberty management has remained tight-lipped about Stewart's condition, with no official injury report released ahead of Wednesday's pivotal Game 2. The team is scheduled to hold practice on Tuesday, which could provide the first real indication of Stewart's status and availability. And this is the part most people miss. Stewart's injury history makes this situation even more precarious. Earlier this season, she already missed a significant 13-game stretch due to a bone bruise affecting her right knee. Additionally, she underwent surgical procedures on that same right knee back in March following the conclusion of Unrivaled, the innovative Winter 3x3 professional basketball league she helped establish as a co-founder. To put Stewart's remarkable durability in perspective, before her extended absence this past summer, she had only missed 2 games since joining the Liberty organization in 2023. This track record makes her current injury situation all the more concerning for a team that desperately needs her leadership and production. The Liberty season has been a masterclass in overcoming adversity, though not always successfully. Injuries to key contributors forced the coaching staff to experiment with an astounding 18 different starting lineups throughout the campaign. The team began the year looking unstoppable with a perfect 9-0 record, but the injury bug caught up with them as they managed only an 18-17 record over their final 35 contests. Should Stewart be unable to take the court Wednesday, or even if she's significantly limited, expect veteran forward Emma Miesemann to shoulder a much larger responsibility. The Belgian star brings impressive credentials to this potential expanded role. She's a former WNBA Finals MVP from 2019 and has earned All-Star recognition twice during her career. Miesemann's return to the WNBA this past August after a 3-year absence has been nothing short of remarkable. During the final 6 weeks of the regular season, she stepped into the starting lineup for 12 games, with 10 of those starts coming specifically when Stewart was unavailable due to injury. This experience could prove invaluable if history repeats itself in the playoffs. But here's where it gets controversial. Is the WNBA doing enough to protect its biggest stars from situations like this? Some critics argue that overtime periods in playoff games put too much physical stress on players, who are already pushing their bodies to the limit. Others counter that this is simply the nature of professional sports, and that athletes understand these risks when they step onto the court. What do you think? Should teams be more conservative with their superstars in high-stakes overtime situations, even if it might cost them games? Or is this just part of the competitive landscape that separates champions from everyone else? The Liberty's championship hopes may very well depend on how they navigate this crisis.